Tonight, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New York Giants taking on the Miami Dolphins.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in Week 2. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Throwing to start here is Tua. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football.
A part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Now on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
So here are the Giants now in great field position to start their initial drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
Open man left side, it's the tight end Trimble. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in Week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. Then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. Down the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. On play action. Here's Tua. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara.
And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run it again with Kamara. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 5 in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. He's got a man complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's a first down and then some. A 32-yard pickup. Pretty good timing. He waited just enough for that post play to develop and laid it right in there.
And you know what a lot of teams do when they decide to throw a post route? Because it's a little bit longer developing play. They max protect. Bring everyone in, keep the tight end in, an extra back to make sure the quarterback has time to deliver the football.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Back to the ground, it's Kamara. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
2nd and 4. They could still get a first down without scoring.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Here we go with Kamara. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Alvin Kamara with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list.
And the Dolphins' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away
from the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. On play action, Young.
Caught by Tremble.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Give them 18 there, and the Giants have a first down.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action.
Asked him to take a closer look at this call, and out comes a challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide, and I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. A first down carry for Barkley.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
The run only got 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Following the fumble recovery, here's Tua. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Kamara up the middle. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun on 3rd down. Here's Tua. And he's got the hook up to Landry. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that'll bring up 4th down. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And in this first quarter of play, this will remain a tie ball game. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
Got a man. It's complete to Jelani Woods. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. The play fake. Now Young. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A 2nd fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
Tua sets up to pass it. And he'll just get rid of it. Well, this defense for the Giants, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes. A man who has done this a lot, Justin Houston, in there to record the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. 7-7, our score after 1. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
This one goes out wide for Barkley. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he will get the first down as he's up to the 20-yard line. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down. The Giants at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets your point in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
1st and 10, Young. And he fires one incomplete. Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Young on 3rd and 2. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
A 2nd and 11. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Here's Tua. Looking middle, and that's complete. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
Here's Jake Bailey now. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They'll start out on the ground at Saquon Barkley, and they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A good gain on first, has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Barkley, inside handoff. And this will be a Giants first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can...
10 here. Looking to throw, Young. That's to Waddle on the quick slant. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Now Young. Then he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46. To throw, Young. Looking for Woods again, and he finds him. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd down and 5. They'll throw again. Young caught by Woods. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Young now. Open man is Waddle, complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. To throw on 2nd and 6. Young. And this is caught at the 8. And the Giants are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Here's Young from the shotgun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Julio Jones. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Giants have taken the lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Boswell for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it culminates in a Julio Jones touchdown. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Dolphins ready to take over on offense. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Tua going to throw. Alvin Kamara wheeling it in on back-to-back plays. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. To throw again on second down. Tua, and he'll get this one underneath to Kamara. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now third down and 6 to go. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. And again, it's Tagovailoa. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
On is Jake Bailey to send this one away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the Giants out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where it was the Bucs who were able to get the victory at home. Jared Goff, 2 touchdown passes as his guys make amends for the setback in Week 1. From there, we'll head up to Indy to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting L.A. Chargers. Austin Eckler, a touchdown run in the victory. And finally, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback.
So now the Giants set to take over on offense. They were winners a week ago over the Bears, and they lead things here as well as they start this drive with a 1st and 10. Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Young to throw it. Over the middle, complete. That's Jones. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. Young to throw it. There he is again. Another catch for Julio Jones. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley.
And a lane slow and materializing there as they get maybe a yard up to the 45. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
And the Giants send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The New York set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down. On the draw, this is Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
57 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
Young.
That's complete out right to the tight end, Tremble. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Young.
That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
1st down, Young. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Christian Wilkins bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Young. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Young. In trouble, and he's taken down.
Christian Wilkins make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
And the Giants send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
2 and now on first down. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him. Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense. Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And New York set to take the field. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change? I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up. We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Young off the play fake. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. On 3rd and 1, here's Young. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone? Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Throwing, Young. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Young. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Now here's Young.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a fourth down. Well played.
So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. This to make it a two-score game. And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it.
The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Giants are on their way to a 2-0 start.
And sometimes you just put it in the hands of your quarterback, let him take you home.
And you just know the NFL playbooks nowadays have gotten just a little bit thicker because just about everyone has a quarterback run series involved now, and we just saw the evidence of it.
Do defenses hate that?
Drives them crazy because the quarterback is usually not a guy that runs to the football. You cover everyone else, and all of a sudden he waltzes in on you.
Extra point now by Boswell. It's good, and it is now 21-7. That time, a 9-play drive, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Miami set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feel.
And Kamara has it stripped. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Young now after the fumble recovery.
Firing, and Julio Jones has it on the slant.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up first and goal.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. Up the middle with Barkley. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, second and goal. Off the play fake, Young. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Tommy Trimble, his second touchdown on the season. And the Giants are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. So an important touchdown right there is now they're really beginning to pull away.
Yeah, this was a tight game until not too long ago. But since then, they've been the accelerator. And they pushed the lead up to 3 scores here in the fourth quarter. And I don't see them looking back.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Dolphins offense returning to the field. Well, right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard in doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. You got the big lead defensively.
willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively. And it's second down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he is stopped just short on third down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
Here we go. Back. 45. Right. Ready.
Fourth down, fourth quarter. Here's Tua. Throwing left side, it's complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. 43 yards. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Now the try here for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Young on first down. Complete to Jones. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. The career catch number for him just continues to climb, now at 1,070, and that is where Reggie Wayne finished.
And I was always told, if you went about your business like Reggie Wayne, you had a chance to be a heck of a player. So I've asked, how does this guy go about his business? Morning, noon, night, pregame, postgame, pre-practice, post-practice. That's why he's accumulated this type of number.
Young looks to throw on first down. Pass out left, caught by Woods. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock. And this is second and less than a yard. Here's a give to Barkley. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 82 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Young. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 21. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. Young will set to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. A handoff to Barkley. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. They keep it with Barkley on first down. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And Barkley did not get there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
So now here come the Dolphins. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. To throw on 2nd and 10. Tua. And he's got the hook up to Landry. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Tua to throw again. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Tua. They complete it to Hill. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. So it's a win here for the Giants, and it was thanks in part to their man under center, their veteran quarterback.
Yeah, he really had his A game tonight. He threw a couple of touchdown passes, and he was instrumental in earning this victory.
So for the Giants, it's a win here next week as the Carolina Panthers come to town. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll try again next week at home against New England. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
today. From U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. Taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the... Tyler Bass about ready to get us going. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick of the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Lawrence to throw. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. That one, a first down pickup of 8. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 8 yards to go on 2nd down. Another tote for Etienne. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So excellent starting position here for the Vikings. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They'll run with Etienne.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Play action. It's Lawrence. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DJ Jones. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
And I believe that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
Going for it, here's Etienne. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
I don't believe that was called right here in the moment. I believe this was called during practice this week, that he was going to decide to be aggressive even on his own side of the field.
Just you mean because it's the opening drive? Maybe they had this scripted?
I think that he just talked about it with his team and said, listen, I'm confident in you. If we end up in this situation, we'll go for it early just to set a tone in this game. Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Daniil Hunter racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively. And not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
Now Lawrence on 3rd and long. Finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Hall. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out right at the 35. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Hall. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Here's Hall, throwing on 3rd and long.
That's their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Now ETN to start the drive.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Here's Lawrence. Screen play. Here's ETN.
And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Lawrence looking deep in the direction of Cooper.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards.
And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing.
Back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Hall. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
Now Hall throwing on 4th down.
There's Jefferson to pull that in. And he
is going to pick up the Vikings first down as they'll get the conversion on a gain of 14. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Hall.
He'll get this off to Swift. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Ready.
Back to throw. Hall. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Hall. And he comes back with one complete.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Well, that's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal.
From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good.
And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
John Kaminsky.
He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Lawrence. And this will be incomplete. The offense on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 19.
From the shotgun, Lawrence crossing right, and he hits his man. It's Jones.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7
on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. The Vikings set 11-2 now, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Hall. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And they're going to get this up to midfield. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
They'll run with Dobbins. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. J.K. Dobbins with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. He completes it to Jones. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Caught by Jones. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Lawrence on 3rd down. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew's got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
See T.J. Hawkinson has his team, his offense, set to begin another drive here. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open. We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Yellow, 22. Stand, hunt, ready, go.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2nd down and 8. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He finds Hopkins complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Hall now from the gun on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Lawrence will throw.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this offense on third down today, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This time it's 3rd and 3. Again, it's Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Time, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hall. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
So now, 53.
To throw it is Hall. To throw on 2nd down. It's complete to Hopkins. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory.
The Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. They'll start on the ground, Etienne.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 2nd and 9, Lawrence.
He'll drop this one off with Etienne. And he's going to have the first down as they move into field goal range here at the 25-yard line. Now Lawrence.
And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again, 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground.
And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence.
Complete to Jones. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Now Lawrence.
And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
They go play action with Lawrence.
And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. Kene Nwagu now out of his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. J.K. Dobbins leading the way as the offense returns to the field. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Couldn't do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Looking to throw. Hall. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Lawrence. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Straight ahead, Etienne. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
And they'll go again with Etienne.
And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Etienne up the middle.
And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
On play action, Lawrence. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Lawrence. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. That catch for his career is number 731, and that's the number that Calvin Johnson ended with when he stopped his career in 2016.
Yeah, what could have been for him. So maybe now what we'll see is someone else continue to elevate their game and put this number well in his rearview mirror. I think 800, not out of line here.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Back to the ground with Etienne. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Lawrence. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Robertson. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. Here's a give to Etienne. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Looking to throw. Lawrence. And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line.
Buda Baker, the safety, he gets in from the secondary for the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Jags have got it back to within a score.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And it's now 13-7. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Hall. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as his career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road. This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Back to throw again. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll go down at the 28. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Hall on 1st down. This one brought in by Jefferson. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Here comes Dobbins on the toss right. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Hall. Touchdown! T.J. Hockenson from 4 yards out. And the Vikings look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free. And his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Still 9 remaining on second down. Here's Lawrence to throw. Jones has it. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. They've got a chance now to put this game away. Here's Hall. Throwing to start the drive. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. Now Hall. Off play action. And the catch made by Hopkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Hall now on 1st and 10. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Trayvon Walker picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Swift going to try up the middle. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. This offense so far on 3rd down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Looking to throw. Hall. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and they will take over 1st and 10. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. And that is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They go play action now. Lawrence. And he can't escape, and down he goes. John Kaminsky able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Hall.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
To throw it is Hall. To throw on 3rd down.
Got an open man finding Jefferson.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota. Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Hall operating from the gun.
Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. And he's going to get this down near the 25. 2nd down and 3. Here's a give to Dobbins running right.
And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw.
Justin Jefferson bringing in the slant.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Kevin O'Connell clearly unhappy with that call, and he's thrown that red challenge flag out on the field. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So score one for Kevin O'Connell. His decision to throw the challenge flag, a good one. They go play action here on first down. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. DeAndre Hopkins from 4 yards out. And the Vikings stretch this fourth quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs, and if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Extra point by Bass, up and good, and that will make this a 19-point game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Jaguars back with it on offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Here's Lawrence. He targets Ingram for another grab. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Lawrence. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence again. Open man right side is Ingram. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Tyler Bass now for the point after. And that will bump the lead up to 26. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. He'll drop that underneath to ETN. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Lawrence to throw. Forced out to his left. And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Throwing on second and long. Lawrence. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Vikings, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.